सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
It's been 7 months that Miss John broke every relation with Jungkook, but somewhere she herself was broken. In every passing second, her heart was restless for Jungkook. She wanted to see him, but again she was not letting herself to flow in the emotion. She doesn't want to realize her love for her son. Now here she was sitting on dining table, where everyone was busy in their dinner. She was just looking at the chair on which Jungkook used to sit. Uma, what happened? Namjoon asked, looking at her mother, but she didn't reply anything. She was crying and just looking at the chair. Mr. John, are you okay? Mr. John asked, but again she didn't reply anything. She slowly got up and started walking toward Jungkook's room. Everyone followed her. She passed the door and entered in his room. She went directly in his wardrobe and opened it. Her husband entered the room behind her. He was watching her every move. She was touching his cloth. She took his shirt and inhaled the smell. She smiled and hugged the shirt. She turned and saw her husband standing there. Miss John, this, she said and cried. Miss John, now I got what I am missing. She said and cried. Miss John, he is my son. Take me to him, please. I will die without Jungkook. Please, John. She was saying and crying. Mr. John was shocked what she was saying. Mr. John, what did you say? Mr. John asked. Miss John, he was my son. My son, Jungkook. Take me to him. I want to see him. She cried and hugged her husband. Mr. John smiled and carried his wife back. She was crying with happiness. She realized what she was missing, the reasons of her restless. Damn. Cook, hurry up! I yelled and saw Cook coming from the kitchen. Jungkook, here you go, my dear wifey. Jungkook placed the pan in front of me and I smiled. Can I start? I asked and he took off his apron. Jungkook, all's yours, sir. He said and I took the fork and knife and started eating the fish, which he made for me. He was so caring in these days. I am craving for eating different things in my pregnancy, and I was so passing through it. Whatever I asked to eat. Jungkook, bring me that thing to me. Today I am craving to eat fish, so he himself made this dinner for me. I was so happily eating and he was watching me. As I finished, I looked up and he was smiling. Jungkook, anything else? Ice cream, I said, and he narrowed his eye. Please, I show my puppy eyes to get ice cream. I was having fever last day and cold. So he banned on my ice cream. It's my sixth. He never say no to me for anything, but here for ice cream, I think I have to do something to make him agree. Jungkook, no you are not going to have ice cream. He said and went inside the kitchen. After a few seconds, he come back with a glass of juice in his hand. Jungkook, here, drink this. He placed the glass in front of me. But my ice cream, I was saying when he interrupted me. Jungkook, Taeyoung, juice. He said and I turned my face to other side, showing that I am offended. Jungkook, oh, so my wifey are not going to talk to me. He said and I just shook my head in negative. So my wifey don't want to drink juice? He asked and I again said no by shaking my head. Jungkook, so it's mean my wifey are angry. He said and I nodded. Wifey will not talk to me. He asked and this time I didn't say anything. Jungkook, not after this. He said and a bowl of ice cream come in front of me. I looked and Cook, who was holding a bowl of ice cream in his hand. My eyes lighted with happiness. He put a spoon of ice cream in my mouth. Jungkook, you are really crazy for ice cream, he said and I took the bowl. I started eating while he kissed my forehead and sat next to me. Thanks. I said and he just chuckled. Looking at me, I heard a doorbell and he also turned. Jungkook, I just come, he said and went to open the door. I heard him open the door. He didn't come back. I was waiting for him. 5 minutes passed but he didn't return. Jungkook, I called him but no answer. I slowly got up and started walking toward him. Cook, I called him again. Why is not saying anything? I was getting worried. I increased my pace and walked toward the door. There's I saw him standing near the door. Cook? What? I was saying when he moved back and turned to me. My eyes wanted to see the person in front of me and Jungkook. I looked at Jungkook, who was looking at me. I walked toward him and stopped near him. I held his arm and then the person called, Miss John. Jungkook? Jungkook. Mom? The words spilled from my lips as I saw the person standing in front of me. I was shocked as she was in front of me. I was not able to answer. Taeyong, who was calling me. Jungkook. I turned to see Taeyong. They saw Mom and he was also shocked. He held my arm and we both were looking at Mom in shock. Miss John. Jungkook? Jungkook. Mom called me and took step toward me. As she entered in my house, she fell on the ground unconscious. Jungkook. Mom! Jungkook. I yelled and went toward her. I carried Mom to the hall. She was unconscious, laying on my sofa. Dad and Hyung was worried. What happened to her? She was in front of me after 8 months. She was looking so pale. Jungkook. Mom! I called her as I leaned on her to wake her up. I poured some water on her face and she slowly opened her eyes. I took a breath of relief. Jungkook? Mom, are you okay? Mom, are you okay? Jungkook. I asked. Look at her, who was looking at me without saying anything. She sat up but didn't remove her eyes from me. Tears were falling on her cheeks. I didn't know why she was here. Jungkook. Mom, are you okay? Jungkook. I asked and she closed her eyes. I was feeling her silent cry. I looked at Dad and Hyung, who was looking at me smilingly. They took seats on sofa and started drinking water. Here Mom is not well and they are relaxed. Mom. I turned to Mom. Miss John, call me again. Mom said and I was confused. Call me Mom again. Jungkook. Mom said and my eyes winded. Am I hearing right? Or there's something problem in my ear? Jungkook. I turned and saw Taeyong standing beside me having a smile on his face. Why is everyone smiling? Miss John. What should a mother do to seek forgiveness for her son? Jungkook. Mom asked, look at me, Miss John. How can a son forgive a mother like me? Jungkook. She asked, but I didn't want to say. I was lost in watching my mom. She was here in front of me after 8 months. She was here. She was talking to me. She was not angry with me. She was not offended with me of calling her mom. Miss John, I am asking for your forgiveness. Please forgive your mom. Jungkook. Mom said and bring her hand. Jungkook. I held her hand and kissed them. Mom, you don't have to do this. Mother don't ask for forgiveness for their son, but they love them. Give them blessing. Jungkook. I said looking in her eyes. Son, forgive your mother. I know I was never a good mother, but I promise I will love you from my heart now. Because I know that the love I show always was never fake. It was always true. She said and a tear slipped from my eyes. My mom was saying that. Miss John, I love you son. You are my son, my Jungkook. Please come back to your mom. Jungkook, she said and I instantly hugged her. Me and my mom both were crying. Mom apart from me and kissed my forehead. I was smiling while tears were rolling down on my cheek. Mom wiped my tears and I wiped her. Mom turned to see Taeyong, who was watching us with tears. They were smiling. I smiled, looked at my companion, who never leave me alone in my tough time. Oh, we have a good news here. Mom said, look at Taeyong. I saw a blush creep on Taeyong's face. Mom went near Taeyong and hugged him. Miss John, will you forgive your aunt? Mom asked and looked at Taeyong and my Tae hugged Mom immediately. So I'm going to be a grandmother soon. Mom said and looked at Taeyong. And I will be his uncle, father, elder brother. I heard Namjoon Hyang and turned immediately. Jungkook. My whole house was filled with my whole family. I saw my Jin Hyung was also coming behind them. He was carrying a small baby in his hand. I thank God for such happiness. I could see the color of shy and happiness on their face. He looked at me and smiled. Mom was holding my hand and they held was rested on my shoulder. Her hand was carrying my arm and I was feeling all this a dream. Jungkook, Mom, are you okay? I asked, looking at Mom. I'm okay, son. Because you are with me. Please, never hate your mother. Mom said, and I kiss her for it. I love you, Mom. You are the best mom of the world. Why would I hate you? You forgive your hate because love is the most powerful thing in the world. That's why you are here with me as my mom. Jungkook, I said, and she smiled. We all talked and had fun with each other. Mom was so tired, so everyone went their room to take some rest. I take their hand and went to my room. As I stepped in the room, the first thing I do was hug Theon. Cook, you okay? They asked while carrying my bag. Thank you. Thank you for everything. I whispered and kissed his neck. I smiled and pulled back to see him. He was looking at me. I cupped his face and kissed his forehead. He still didn't look at me. I kissed his cheeks and he looked up. They, you are happy? Jungkook, very happy. My family is complete now. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, and my life, you, Theon, is with me. They, I am happy that you get your mother today. I said, and my mind goes to my mother. She didn't realize that I am his son. I want her love, her little attention, but I immediately sided my thought and looked at my blonde husband, who was looking at me deeply.